Devin Booker to the New York Knicks trade is really starting to heat up, and I'm here to break it all down. All that and much more on the Knicks Digest. What's up, guys? It's your boy Dario from Knicks Digest. So, Stephen A. Smith broke the news that Devin Booker is looking to join the New York Knicks. And then the Knicks have said there's been rumors, there's been murmurs saying how like the Knicks are really trying to put a backcourt of Jalen Brunson and Devin Booker. Now, since then, there's been reporters, there's been writers to kind of debunk it. Gerald Bourguet, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but he is a writer for the Phoenix Suns. There was a report Devin Booker wants to be in New York, according to a source within the Suns Stars camp. That rumor is unequivocally false. So, okay, we have that. But then my mind started to go, and stick with me here. So this summer, we have the Olympics. Now, as far as the Olympic team, let's take a look at the roster. The roster right here, we got Devin Booker all the way at the bottom in the middle. To the right of him, we have Jrue Holiday, we got Joel Embiid, we got Anthony Edwards. All the way at the top in the center, we got LeBron James, we got Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. Those three are the main three players. And now to the right of Devin Booker, we got Bam Adebayo, we got Anthony Davis, we got Tyrese Halliburton, we got Jason Tatum, and last but not least, Kawhi Leonard. Now, the reason why I bring this up, so if you've been watching basketball, you've been noticing that Joel Embiid is not able to move. So Joel Embiid, for all intents and purposes, he actually might sit out the Olympics. And if he's smart, I think he would make the announcement sooner than later. But then, what about Kawhi Leonard? The Clippers just got eliminated by the Dallas Mavericks in 6 games. And Kawhi Leonard only played, I believe, in games 2 and 3. And the reason why he didn't play was because of knee inflammation, but there's been no report saying that there's a torn meniscus or a torn ACL. It's just knee inflammation. And in those 2 games, games 2 and 3 against the Dallas Mavericks, he just did not look like himself. It's not that he couldn't move, but it's his timing, his rhythm. He just looked a little bit off, and he was forcing a lot of shots. So seeing how he played in games 2 and 3, and now that the Clippers are eliminated, I'm thinking, what if Kawhi sits out? Okay, if Kawhi decides that he's not going to play for the USA team in the Olympics this upcoming summer, he falls out, that obviously leaves a roster spot open. Who played in the World Championships last summer, I believe, and Steve Kerr was the head coach? Jalen Brunson. Who was one of the better players on that team alongside Anthony Edwards? Jalen Brunson. Who's been going ridiculous? Who's been going ham in this playoff series? Jalen Brunson. Now, if Kawhi Leonard were to bow out, I'm sure that the USA Basketball Committee, they probably have other names in front of Jalen Brunson. But what if Jalen Brunson keeps playing the way he's playing? What if Jalen Brunson keeps having a historic playoff run and he keeps dropping 40 burger balls, 45 burger balls in the second round against the Indiana Pacers? What if he gets to the Eastern Conference Finals against Boston or Cleveland or Orlando? We never know. But what if Jalen Brunson has a playoff run that has never been seen? Does the USA Basketball Committee, do they actually pick Jalen Brunson ahead of those players that they had ahead of Jalen Brunson? Anything is possible. But this leads me to my next thought. If they do call Jalen Brunson to replace Kawhi Leonard, who's already on the team? Let's take a look at the graphic again. At the bottom center, Devin Booker. Devin Booker is on the team. And what do we know time and time again happens during the Summer Olympics? This is where all the players, they get together, they start talking, they see how they play with each other in practice, in games, and then their minds start to ruminate. They start thinking about, man, if I had this guy on my team, man, I would be able to do this if he was on my team. Look at how LeBron, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade got together. I think they've said it themselves that it was the Olympics of 2008 that really started the momentum of all 3 of them getting together to play. In those Olympics, you had LeBron, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, Jason Kidd, Deron Williams, Michael Redd, Tayshaun Prince, Dwight Howard. All those players were together all the time, in practices, in games, in hotels, getting food. You have so much time to talk basketball, and you have so much time just to get to know the other person, learn the other person's tendencies. So, follow me. If Jalen Brunson were to get the call up to replace Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker is going to be one of his teammates. Jalen Brunson and Devin Booker, maybe they form a really good friendship. Maybe they actually learn about each other and they realize that they have more things in common and they get to know each other and they start liking each other's personality. I'm more than 100% sure that they both respect each other's skills and talent. And now that they're going to be around each other this summer, they're going to see each other's work ethic. They're going to see how they each individually prepare for a game or how they work on their skills. But one thing is for certain, the Olympics is always the springboard for players to start talking to each other. And even though even though the rumors have been put to bed saying that Devin Booker wants to remain with the Phoenix Suns, we never know. There's a possibility. If Jalen Brunson gets his name called to the Olympics, Devin Booker, they start practicing, they start playing against each other. Now, in order to get Devin Booker, it would more than likely have to be a trade. And who would we trade? More than likely, Julius Randle would be in that trade. That's actually 100%. Julius Randle has to be in that trade. What else would be in that trade? Now, some of the trades that I've been seeing online, just speculating, I think Bogdanovich would be thrown into that trade as well. And also, along those two players, it'll be draft picks. I believe we have 8 draft picks, and 4 of them we own. Don't quote me on that. I got to look it up. But we do have 8 draft picks that we can tag along onto the trade. So what if we throw Julius Randle, Bogdanovich, and 2 to 3 first-round draft picks at the Phoenix Suns? The Phoenix Suns right now, after getting swept by the Minnesota Timberwolves, is looking a little shaky. The big 3 of Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker, I was a little bit more optimistic than other people, but seeing how the season went, and Bradley Beal, how injured he was pretty much the entire season. It was his back, it was his ankle, it was his hamstring. And the thing is with Bradley Beal, he's been an injured player for a good portion of his career. The only reason why we've been hearing about it a lot more lately is because he's on a team where Kevin Durant is on. So whatever team Kevin Durant is on, there's going to be a lot more national televised games. When Bradley Beal was with the Washington Wizards, they were bottom feeder of the league, so they weren't even on TV. So I was a little more optimistic about that big 3, but now it's looking very shaky. And Matt Ishbia, the owner of the Suns, is saying that they want to run it back. I'm not sure running it back is the right answer. I'm not sure what they're going to look like, what they're going to do to the roster. But Devin Booker can't be happy with the Phoenix Suns. He has to be a little frustrated with Matt Ishbia, and Frank Vogel right now is in the rumor mill to get axed right after Darvin Ham, even though it's the second season as a Lakers coach, which is crazy. But Devin Booker right now, in the situation he's in with the Phoenix Suns, it can't be a good one. And then there's all these possibilities, the Olympics coming up, with Jalen Brunson might being called up to replace Kawhi Leonard. There's just a lot of possibilities that can happen with this Olympics. I'm going to be keeping my eye on it. And of course, if Kawhi bows out and they do call Jalen Brunson, maybe the NBA media, the sports media might be coming out and saying that there are a lot more players that deserve the nod ahead of Jalen Brunson. But what does Jalen Brunson bring to a team? Well, since he got to the Knicks, we've seen that he's been able to lead a team, not just a team. He's been able to lead an organization, put them on his back, and show them to the promised land. Has yet to bring us to the NBA Finals, but it's only a second season with the Knicks. So we're going to simmer down expectations. But what else is Jalen Brunson able to bring to the team? He is the starting point guard, and point guards in today's game, yes, they have a scoring mentality and they're looking to get theirs. But we also got to remember the true responsibility of a point guard is to set everybody up, make sure everybody's eating, make sure that everybody has the ball in the right spots and the right places. And Jalen Brunson knows how to do that. Jalen Brunson can get a bucket of his own, but he also has the talent and skill to empower his teammates, to make his teammates better. And on top of that, on the Olympics, he's not even going to have to do that because he's playing against superstars. KD, Steph, LeBron. If Jalen Brunson actually does get the phone call from Jerry Colangelo, he's probably more so going to be looked at as filling a role whenever the starting point guard, who's more than likely going to be Steph Curry, just to keep momentum going, make sure that the other team doesn't cut down on the lead. And Jalen Brunson is more than capable of doing that. And of course, another reason why I am praying that Jalen Brunson actually gets the phone call is because there's always one player that soaks in all of the information that he gathered from playing alongside the likes of LeBron, of Kobe, of Jason Kidd, of Westbrook, of KD, of Steph Curry. And what does that person do? In the following season, they end up having an enormous season, the breakout season. An example is Carmelo Anthony in 2009. After the 2008 Summer Olympics in 2009 and 2010, Carmelo Anthony led the Denver Nuggets to the Western Conference Finals against Kobe Bryant and the Lakers. They ended up losing in 6, I believe, but that up until that point, that was Melo's best season, his complete season. So what if Jalen Brunson is actually able to get on a roster spot? He's able to go to the Olympics. He's able to soak up all of that information and then bring it to the actual Knicks. He's able to share what he learned from KD, with Steph Curry, from LeBron, with the rest of his teammates. And then you never know. Jalen Brunson might actually have an MVP type season. But that's one of, if not the biggest reason why I would want Jalen Brunson to go to the Olympics. But that's it for today's video, guys. I want to say thank you for checking it out. Let me know and leave it in the comments what you guys think of the possibility of Jalen Brunson being called to the Olympics if Kawhi bows out. And it looks like Kawhi might end up bowing out because of his knee problems. I'm going to leave it right there, guys. You know the drill. You know the vibes. Taj Gibson for president. Jalen Brunson for all the MVPs. The deuce is loose for co-MVP, and I'm out. Peace. Go Knicks, baby.